right here on Penn's Peak Radio. We're Rock and Country Collide. We try to play all country songs right here on Wall to Wall Country, and we are always looking for some great talent to join me on the show. And came across a lovely lady that is kind of blazing a trail of her own. Yeah, she's a lovely lady that would make the founding fathers of country music proud with some of her music, and we're going to be featuring some of it. I'd like everybody to please welcome Miss Sarah Gayle Meech to the show today. Hey, Sarah.
Hello, Casey. How are you?
I'm good. I always feel like I catch people off guard when I say that.
Oh, no, I'm right here. I'm just waiting for my turn to yap.
All right. Well, it's your turn, honey. It's all about
all
you.
Right.
Okay. Listen, the first thing I think we should do is establish kind of like who you are and, where you kind of hail from and how you got into this. Now, a lot of country artists are like, oh, I grew up with country music, blah, blah, blah. But you've kind of got your own little explored like a different type of avenue, sort of. And I'd like my listening audience to kind of hear how about this beautiful, lovely lady is deemed as best outlaw female. I mean, we'll talk about your award in a minute, but I mean, come on, outlaw female. How did you get there? I mean, come on. You sound like my kind of girl. Don't get me wrong, but where did you have to dig really deep for that? Tell us how you got there.
Well, let's see. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've lived here for 5 years now. And I'm born and raised up in Washington State in a small logging town called Longview. And after high school, I moved down to L.A., and I lived in L.A. for a long time. And I started playing music down there. Really, I mean, I grew up playing music, and being in high school band and middle school bands and goofy bands around town with friends and stuff. But my first real band, I started doing writing songs and such when I moved down to L.A. And it took me a while to kind of figure out what I was doing, like, kind of figure out what I wanted to do. But ultimately, I landed in country because that's just the thing that resonates strongest with me, and that I relate the most to is country music, and that's what I felt naturally inclined towards. And I grew up on country music. It's the whole cliche. I grew up on country music.
Of course you did.
My dad had a killer record collection. So I always had that influence, and so I when I was in LA, I started playing country music out there, and kind of dipping my foot in the water, and trying to learn how to play my guitar better and stuff, and be a better writer. Really school myself in a lot of the history of country. I wanted to know. I wanted to know a lot of this. I wanted to be able to play a lot of the older songs that I loved, and so I taught myself a bunch of them. I started playing in a country cover band out there that I put together with some girlfriends. It was really fun, and it was sort of my first country band. And then it just kind of elevated. From there, I started writing my own music, and after a while, if you play country music, sooner or later you got to go to Nashville at some point, because it's kind of just a sort of a rite of passage, I guess. And It is the country music capital of the world. So here I am. I come out here, and I knew if things were going to get serious with my career, and I wanted to play country music for a living, I had to go to Nashville. So I came out here, and since I don't know, probably almost going on 4 years now, this is what I do for a living, and I tour, and I'm about to release my second album, and started here in Nashville with playing residencies down on Lower Broadway at world famous places like Robert's Western World and Layla's Bluegrass Inn, and again, just really honing my craft at those places, and just picking away here and becoming a stronger artist and singer and performer and writer.
Right.
So it's really been a great opportunity to just, hone in on my skills being here. There's so many talented people here. It's like a musician's paradise.
Yeah.
Just the most unbelievably talented people in the world. So you constantly have those people to feed off of, and just so much opportunity and great things going on in this town for all kinds of music, not just country music.
Yeah.
Nashville's just totally turned into, like, it's, there's people living here like Jack White and, Black Keys and stuff like that. And, not just country music, all kinds of music is going on here. So it's pretty cool. And long story short, here I am doing my thing. And
that's awesome. And, you're talking about the diversity of music that is best described as Nashville of the United States. And, I think it echoes the sentiments of some of the influences you had. I mean, you're talking about people, from Glenn Campbell to Aretha Franklin to Carole King to Merle Haggard. They're all not necessarily, country. You have that diversity there, but it sounds like you were able to draw on some of those and kind of, that's where you're saying honing your craft so that it's Sarah Gayle Meech music, even though you're drawing from all these different artists. Yeah,
I like to be pretty well-rounded, and I just, I love all kinds of music. I listen to everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you can't just limit yourself to one style of music. If you do, you're really missing out.
Right.
A lot of good stuff.
Right. And the other thing that you mentioned already, but I just want to reiterate this. We're going to talk about some of your new music, but you actually had another album out there. Your first album was back in 2012. It was called One Good Thing, and some fans and critics, such as SavingCountryMusic.com, said one good thing is that it's country through and through, piercing the breastplate of honky tonk with an adrenaline shot right to its heart. I mean, those are some pretty powerful words there to talk about, some music, much less a very first album that you put out there. I mean, that had to be pretty amazing to get accolades like that.
Yeah, it was really exciting to put that record out, and it was. That record was a lot of years in the making. I'd tell people it was, in order for me to make that record, it took like 3 to 4 years and a move across country.
Yeah.
So I started making that record when I lived in L.A., but I wasn't satisfied with it. I just felt like it wasn't it didn't represent where I needed to be, or it needed. I just felt like I wasn't ready for it yet,
Mm-hmm.
like I needed to grow still, and just it wasn't time for me to put out the album yet until I really got some miles under my belt. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I felt like I needed to just get. I felt like I needed to just be stronger all around as an artist.
Well, kind of grow into your own. Yeah.
Okay.
Grow into your own, and I think that's maybe where you are with this second album. You're a little bit more at home. You're at peace with yourself a little bit more, and if you're going to be writing the music and performing the music, you want to be able to draw on your strengths. And if you feel like you're not sure if you're in connection with those, I can see how that could be a little bit troublesome to put something out. But this next album, this new album that you have, it's very anticipated. People are just biting at the bit to see the videos and hear the music. Tennessee Love Song, and it's going to be released at the end of the month. And
31st.
Yeah, I bet that's an exciting thing. You're going to have a big release party.
I am. We're going to do a release party in Nashville, and there'll be 3 official release parties: one in Nashville, one in Los Angeles, and one in Austin, Texas.
Nice. Get your music.
And then a bunch of tour to follow that. Like, I'm heading out to Sweden next week.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, Sweden people love their country. I have several artists that call me, and get on the show here. And Hicks is one of them, a gentleman by the name of Hicks. He's from Sweden, and he calls me and he talks funny on the phone when I interview him. But, I mean, he's big out there, and there's several of them between Sweden and Norway and New Zealand. It's getting bigger and bigger, and country's country, no matter what accent you put on it, I think. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
And they're
it's really cool to see the influence reach so far, to see people from other places that really appreciate the music and the tradition behind it too.
Yeah, and I asked them a similar question. Where were your influence? And sometimes I half expect them to name a bunch of people that I don't know. Like maybe they're historical artists that they're fans of or grew up with or whatever. And I'm telling you, 9 out of 10 times they're mentioning people, like the Eagles or the Glenn Campbells or the Garth Brooks. They're mentioning all the people who've kind of laid some groundwork, whether it's classic country going on all the way to Hank Williams or whatever. Merle Haggard, some of those names, all the way up to some modern country, and they're just like that's where we get our inspiration from, and I think that's really cool, and it's a statement for American country.
Absolutely, I think it's cool too.
Yeah, and then
it'll be my first time going overseas, so I'm pretty excited about it. Everybody just says nothing but great things about country fans in Europe and how much they appreciate real music.
Well, I can echo that sentiment too, just from hearing from the artists from over there and them calling in and them telling me about their music. And as a matter of fact, I have some music I'm going to feature from a Norway band later on in my show today, who constantly keep in touch and hey, we got a couple new songs out. We're going to send them your way and we're going to play them. And they're great. They're all great country music. Country, it's great. It's all good stuff. And I think they really they love it when you can do that. The world keeps getting smaller, so to speak. You can do those things with like Facebook and all that kind of stuff and stay in touch, and it's fun. It's fun to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Now, just real quick, let's get back to your album here for a minute, Tennessee Love Song. Now, you've written some of the songs on there, produced some of the music on there, songs.
Yes, I wrote all 15 songs and produced the record as well. Yeah. And
with that, you ended up walking away with the 2015 Ameripolitan Music Awards Best Outlaw Female. When did that take place for you?
That was just down in Austin, Texas, this last February, just about a month ago. I think it was now, like February 17th.
Oh, okay.
Almost
to the day.
Yeah. So that was a really cool event, and really I was really honored to receive that award. In case people are wondering what Ameripolitan is, it's basically it was created by my friend Dale Watson, the king of Austin honky tonk.
Okay.
And he basically just wanted to kind of try to create a new genre that is strictly influenced by roots-based musicians that encompasses the genres of honky tonk and outlaw and rockabilly and western swing. So there's kind of like there's not really any questions about like what kind of music you're going to get if it's Ameripolitan. It's like you kind of know what you're going to get, and it's basically just like I think it's what he's trying to do is what country music used to be, like the traditional sound, steel guitars and fiddles. So Dale's he's bringing country back in the form of Ameripolitan. So in case anybody's kind of scratching their head and wondering, well, country music, what happened to the steel guitars and the fiddles and, the sound, some stuff that sounds like Hank Williams or Bob Wills or Waylon Jennings or Gene Vincent, go check out Ameripolitan because they got a bunch of cool artists, and I was lucky enough to be nominated and won for one of the awards this year. It was pretty cool. It was my first award ever as a musician, so I was very honored.
Well, congratulations, and
thank you.
On your accolades there and getting that award, and it's something now that you can put on your resume, and all that kind of stuff just really helps you focus in on what's really working for you and knowing that that's the true path that you're supposed to be on, Sarah. So I think you're doing well, and I listened to some of your music, and I think that's where you belong. So let's talk about one of your songs, because I'd like our listening audience to really hear it, because I've been talking about it for an hour now. You've got that sound. You've got a completely different sound, and one of the songs that we were talking about featuring, and I have to tell you that my tech girl, who puts my music in for me after I receive it for all my artists, she's like, I really like this song. This is my favorite out of the entire album. She's like, I really like this song. So you already have a thumbs up from my tech girl. It's Watermelon and Root Beer. Why don't you give us a little background information on that tune?
Ooh, yes. And just because it just happened about an hour ago, we just premiered. We did a world premiere of the video for Watermelon Root Beer.
Nice.
Through CMT Edge. Yeah, CMT Edge did the world premiere, so that's really cool. They're supporting it right now. It's on their website, and you can see it there, cmtedge.com.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a pretty rowdy, raucous, summertime, good time, rednecking, fun-loving, backwoods type of video, complete with 4x4s and barn dancing and hot rods and motorcycles and blowing up watermelon stuff. It's a good time. So yeah, when I wrote Watermelon Root Beer, it was like I was basically just like trying to capture the feel of my back porch here in summertime. You know, like all the stuff that was going on was just like really just felt good. It was inspiring. You know, like all the bugs and crickets and cicadas and fireflies and all that stuff, making all their rhythm and their noise and just the hotness. Like there's something just really magic kind of. There's a good energy like about the summertime in the South. You know.
Right.
Right. It's like it's hot, it's humid, and you got all these cool sounds in the nighttime, like all the bugs and frogs and trains, and you got like all the beautiful sky, all these cool fireflies everywhere. And so that was kind of just the feel of that song. That was like kind of just me, like what I was doing at the time. I was just hanging out on my back porch, like taking all this stuff in and just kind of having a party.
Cool. Definitely a fun toe tapper right here on Penn Radio. Little something called Watermelon and Root Beer. Oh, that is totally boy, if you don't tap your toes to that, I think you're deaf. I don't know. That was a great little tune. I love it. I love it. And that's off of
a fun little ditty.
It is. You know, and sometimes the songs don't have to go on forever, you know. I mean, it's a little over 2 minutes, and you know what? The whole time I was just tapping my toes, sitting here wiggling in my seat, you know. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. And like I said before, this is one of the songs off your new album, Tennessee Love Song. It's going to be released on March 15th, but I noticed on your website that folks can pre-order it, get their order in from your website, and make sure that they get their hands on it as soon as it hits, right?
They can, yeah. You can pre-order it on iTunes right now, and as a bonus, if you pre-order it right now, you'll get immediately the track Watermelon Root Beer right now.
Oh, well, that's nice to know, and that's good for people to know.
Yeah.
They should really check out your website because it's a fun website. You got Sarah Gayle Meech, and just to make sure that people are spelling it correctly, it's SarahGayleMeech. And, of course, they can get that information off of my Wall to Wall Country show page. Your website, your Facebook, and your Twitter page is all right there for them to find and check it out. But pretty simple. If you just kind of Google you kind of come up. But you got some other good things going on. I noticed on your tour, you know, once you're back from Sweden, you still got pretty much a full schedule going on. You're going to be hitting some other, and then you're going to be heading to the United Kingdom.
Yeah, that's later down the road. We got some UK and dates and a festival in France. I'm pretty excited about too.
Yeah, I see that. Boy, you're going to learn all kinds of languages here very soon.
I know. I'm working on my French right now. I know a couple of key things like where is the cheese and pleasant to meet you.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you know what? But music's universal. Music it doesn't matter. Music's universal, and whether they understand the words to your tune, Little Watermelon Root Beer, I can see them just tapping their toes, whether they understand the words or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Now, some of your music is doing some other interesting things. You've got a tune that's featured on ABC's hit show Nashville. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
That came from my first record. You know, I released One Good Thing as my first record, and that's been almost 2 years since I released it, and it's still getting some mileage out of it, so that's great. They featured the title track and a performance of me and my band at Robert's Western World in our natural habitat. They put us on TV and playing my song "One Good Thing." So that was really cool. That was the first time I've been on TV, national TV like that, and yeah, super exciting. That show's got such a huge fan base, and I saw it. A lot of the fans reached out to me after that performance was aired, and it was really cool to hear so many people that were so excited about it, and a lot of nice words from people. Very, very nice.
Some of the other places that people can hear your music too, I noticed, is on Sirius's Outlaw Country. There's some really good stuff on there, and they're featuring this rebel child. Sarah is out there on Outlaw Country. She's an outlaw now. She needs to watch her step. But, good stuff going on there. And also songs on hit FX TV series Justified. They're doing some stuff for you. So nice exposure going on there, Sarah. Nice exposure.
Yeah, I mean, hearing yourself on TV is pretty freaking cool. Hearing yourself on the radio is even cooler.
Back with Sarah Gayle Meech right here on Penn Radio and Wall to Wall Country. The Outlaw Girl is in the house with her album Tennessee Love Song. Due to get out there on March 31st, and if you missed it, you can pre-order it on her website, and you will actually receive a fun little ditty that's already out there, getting fans, at least for my tech girl anyway, Watermelon and Root Beer, which we played a little bit earlier. And you can also catch her video. I saw you posted that on Facebook if you want to see the video for that one, just released today. The title track, Tennessee Love Song. Could have an idea what it's about, or you could tell us. Why don't you just tell us where that tune hails from?
Well, let's see. It's basically. I mean, it's exactly what it says. It is. It's a love song. It's a song about like kind of chasing a muse. Somebody that's something or somebody that's really giving you a lot of hope and inspiration, and that you've pretty much fallen in love with, but just doesn't necessarily return the love. And that's pretty much is probably as deep as I'll go with it, because I like the people to have their own assessment or their own vibe on what's going on in the song. But it's a love song.
Right.
So, there you go. Anybody can relate to a good old-fashioned love song.
Yeah. And I think every artist under the sun at least has one in their repertoire, right?
Yeah.
Truly.
Just, the song came together when, I wrote all of these songs within the last year and a half, and some of the song is it's a good mix of like personal experience and then some poetry as well, and
right.
And then kind of I guess it's maybe a little bit of a sum of my experience here in the last 5 years in Tennessee.
Little something called Tennessee Love Song, title track from Sarah Gayle Meech's new album to be released at the end of the month, just a few short days away. Before you can get your hands on it. You can pre-order it from her website at sarahgaylemeech.com. And that one definitely has that classic sound, that it had more of that classic, outlaw or whatever you want to call it sound than the first song that we listened to, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the orchestra strings on that song. So,
yeah.
Definitely like me. A lot of the Glenn Campbell stuff was a huge influence for that song.
Sure. Yeah, you can hear it.
Got the big string arrangements and
Yeah, you can definitely.
He kind of got a mix of a California and Nashville thing happening in his music, I think.
Yeah, you can definitely hear it in there, but it has that a little bit older feel than that other song, Watermelon and Root Beer. And speaking of, the classic, the whole idea of, where you're coming from and what, the genre that you're in, this whole outlaw kind of feel, you're going to have an opportunity to rub elbows with one of the great legendary classic guys. You want to tell us a little bit about that? Something that's coming up for you?
Oh, yeah, we're coming up. Got a big festival this year in August for the first version of Ink and Iron Festival held in Nashville. Ink and Iron's it's a big festival that happens out in Long Beach, California every year. It's been around for a while, but this year they're going to do a couple days out in Nashville for the first time. So I get to be on that, and it's one heck of a lineup. Oh my gosh, they talk about a bunch of wild variety of music and influence and stuff. I mean, they got everybody from Merle Haggard, of course, is the biggest name and biggest deal for me on the whole show. So amazing. To even say I can be on the same show as Merle Haggard, I'm like, oh, I'm playing the same show as Merle Haggard. That's pretty cool. So they got everybody from Merle Haggard to Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, and I think they just put Coheed and Cambria they added to the list, and they got bands like Suicidal Tendencies that are on there as well. So they've got this really eclectic mix of like really true country music, old school country music, and then some funky stuff, and then some straight up like old school punk rock.
Yeah,
pretty neat.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be interesting, and that's going to be going on at the Ink and Iron Convention in Nashville. You said in August this year.
Yeah, you can get tickets now at the Ink and Iron website. Tickets are on sale now, and I believe it runs for 4 days, August 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So, yeah, get your tickets now. The lineup is just absolutely wild. It's so good.
So check that out, guys. And if you want to see this show, might sell out. Might be one of those things that you might be hurting to get tickets if you wait too long. So make sure you get your paws on this interesting event here. It's Ink and Iron Nashville with Merle Haggard, and I just think that's kind of crazy that you might be rubbing elbows with the guy on stage. Wouldn't that be pretty cool, huh? That's a photo op, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna invite Merle back to my trailer for a sip of whiskey after our show.
Oh, you're too funny. You're too funny, girlfriend. Who knows? He might take you up on it.
You never know.
You never know.
Good old Merle.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart. But true to the sense of what you stand for, the music that you're producing and putting out there, and the reason why you're getting these accolades and stuff is just because your music is just so great. And looking forward to that album getting out there. And when I get off the phone with you, I want to watch that video too. So don't forget, guys, you can catch it if you want to see it. Friend Sarah Gayle Meech on Facebook. Is that one of the best ways to find out what's going on with you, Sarah?
Yeah, we're all over the place. I got a Facebook fan page, and there's also Twitter and Instagram, and then the website as well. You can sign up for notifications on the website. You can track our tour dates on through the Facebook page and website, and you can see like day-to-day stuff. I pretty much post something on Facebook just about every day. So you're through Instagram as well. I'm on all that stuff just about every day. So
you're the person who answers if people have questions or want to find out about you. You're the gal.
I am. It's me. It's not some robot at a desk.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Sometimes people get busy, and you kind of understand that and you get it and stuff like that. But it's always nice to have that one-on-one connection with your fans. When they're asking questions or they're curious about you or whatever, to know that you're actually the person doing it. And, it's just nice to know. And I think people really connect to those types of things when they ask you a question and they want to know something and you're the one who responds. It's like, wow, I just actually talked to her. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Yay.
It's a fun thing in today's society. So I don't want to hold you too much longer, Sarah. I really want to let you go. But one last thing. We're going to play one more song of yours at the end of the show to remind people to listen in on Sunday, or if they did miss it on Sunday, to catch your information on my page before it gets down on Monday, and then reach out to you for your music and your concert and all that kind of stuff. One of the other tunes we talked about was a little something called Stormy Weather.
Stormy Weather is, man, I love rain. I love big rainstorm, and I love all the seasons and stuff. All the weather here is just really kind of unpredictable and fun, because you kind of never know what you're going to get in Middle Tennessee. It's always, there's either a huge rainstorm, severe thunder and lightning, or maybe a tornado's coming, or it's extremely hot and we're having a drought, or it's you're getting a couple inches of snow. You just never know.
Right, right.
So it's fun. But, being on the West Coast for so long, and being down in L.A. for as many years as I was, there's not a whole lot of season changes there. It's kind of just awesome weather the whole year round. So when I came out to Nashville, all of the season changes I found them to be very inspiring. I've always loved weather, and it's always, I think being from Washington State, too, is another reason why I feel at home in the rain. So, yeah, some people say, if you're from Washington State, your feet are webbed. But,
yeah.
So Stormy Weather is, the whole album, a lot of the inspiration came from just all the awesome, crazy weather here that I feed off of that. There's just such great energy and those storms, and, to me as an artist, it's extremely inspiring and just creates a really great mood. And again, with Stormy Weather, it's just me capturing a day in the life of my home, and kind of trying to take in the surroundings and create something out of the mood that I was experiencing at the time. And that's what Stormy Weather is.
Cool. All right, and we're going to play that at the end of the show as a little reminder about checking into your website, SarahGayleMeech.com. On there you can find out more about her and see some videos and check out her tour and her store, and also find ways to contact her via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the new album that's out, and of course place your order for that new album, Tennessee Love Song, on iTunes. Get it in and get it placed so that you can do that pre-order thing and get your copy of Watermelon and Root Beer. And if you're listening on Sunday or you just joined the show, you missed it, we played it earlier. And also, if you friend her on Facebook, you'll be able to see that video. And lots of good fun going on there. But Sarah, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day today and spending it with us here on Wall to Wall Country. And I just appreciate it. Always like to extend the invitation that if you happen to be coming up to Pennsylvania at any time, you're more than welcome to swing by the studios here, and or if you have something new going on and you'd like people to know about it, feel free to get back in touch with us here, and we'll be glad to get you back on the show.
Oh, thanks so much, Casey. I would love to come by and see you guys, and hopefully we'll get up to Pennsylvania on tour soon.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give you a shout. Woo.
We'd love to have you in the studio live, and you bring a guitar, bring a couple of friends. We've got a fairly nice living room type studio area where you could play some of your stuff live, and that would just rock the house. We'd love it. So please keep that in mind when you get back from all of your foreign traveling.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That sounds great. Absolutely.
Sarah Gayle Meech. Check out her album, Tennessee Love Song. Lots of good music on it. She's a kick-ass kind of girl, my kind of girl, and she's got some good music on there. And reach out to her, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thanks, Sarah. Safe travels, and stay in touch, my friend. We look forward to hearing back from you.
Thanks, Casey.